Okay, as you can see, I've been doing some assembly work on my sequence. So you see me scrubbing through here. I've got my title cards and my clips and my dissolves. So let's talk about adding music, because you're going to add some royalty-free music or music that you made or have permission to use to your sequence. We're going to talk about why royalty-free in class. But we go over here to our project window. I'm going to go to our File menu and choose Import. I'm going to browse to where I have an audio file. It happens to be in my Downloads area. And I want this Tomato Jungle song here. Okay. If I double-click this, it puts it up in my clip editor, and so I can play it. I can grab the playhead and scrub through it, and you can hear that happening, obviously. What I want to do is just find a spot. I want to find a spot where I want it to start. So I'm going to mark in here. I can click mark in, of course, or I can press I on my keyboard and it automatically marks it. I'm just going to go some point forward, just approximate, and I'm going to mark out. Again, I can click that or I can press O on my keyboard. Now I'm going to add this to the sequence by clicking and holding on this little button that says Drag Audio Only. I'm just going to drop that in on audio track 2, and there it is. Let's zoom out. Okay, so I've got, I'd say approximately enough audio there for my sequence. Now let's listen. Okay, for one thing, my levels are a little hot. I'm going to play this, and I want you to watch the audio level meter here. You see me pointing that on the right side of the window. So that's peaking around -6. So I'm going to come in here and just drag to lower that. Bring it down a little more. Okay, that looks good. Now that start is kind of abrupt. Now let's see what we can do about that. Let's zoom in. And what we want to do is fade this in so that the entrance where I've made this edit is smoother. Now, we're going to go back to our project window, go back to our effects panel, and this time, instead of video transitions, we're going to go to audio transitions, crossfade. Okay? A crossfade is normally something you would put between two audio clips, but you can use it on a single audio clip to fade in or out. So I'm going to drop that at the beginning there, and let's listen to what it does. Much smoother, huh? If I click on the transition itself, the crossfade, I can actually drag to lengthen it just like I do a clip. Or I could shorten it too if I wanted a shorter fade in. I could do it like this. Okay, so that is a kind of a quick and dirty way to add a fade in or a fade out. If I put it on the end of the clip, it'll fade it out. I'm going to get rid of that. And I just want to show you, going back to my toolbar here, making sure my selection tool is activated. I want to show you another way that you can do this. On an Apple laptop here, if you hold down the command button and you click on your audio level line here, watch how I do this. I just clicked, and you see how this little button, it kind of looks like a button or a node, was added there. I'm going to go a little further in and click again. So now I've got two of them. See, one here and one here. These are called keyframes. And what I can do is I can take this front keyframe and pull it all the way down. And so if you see that, visually you can see the rise in volume. Let me play it. So that's how you can manually create fades using keyframes. I know there's a keystroke for Windows 2. It may be the Windows button, or it might be the control button maybe, but you absolutely can do it. So I'm going to zoom out. Let's go to the end of our sequence because we need enough audio for our final title card. So I'm just going to pull this out. To give myself a little more room. And I'm going to once again add a couple of keyframes, just like I did on the front, but here I'm going to do it on the back. So you can see our fade out there. Okay, so the only thing left to be done here, so I'm going to go back here. Using one of my existing title cards, once again, I'm going to do new title based on the current one. And we'll call this the music card. Okay, so I'm just going to replace the text. Sometimes it's nice to be specific. I'm actually going to give this kind of a title and subtitle sort of a thing. Let's go to our move tool here and just center that. Okay, we're done. Here's our new title card on our shelf. We're just going to move and drop that in here. Now we want about 2 to 3 seconds in between here, right about there. And I'm going to drop that title card in. Okay, and then we've got 2 to 3 seconds roughly of a fade out there, and that actually helps provide us a slug to end with. Okay? Alright, so if we zoom out, there's kind of a bird's eye view of our whole sequence. We'll try to come in a little bit on the audio there. Trying to fit everything in here, this tiny little laptop. Okay.